Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. The Texans draft Brevin Jordan, tight end out of Miami, with the 147th pick in the fifth round, and very exciting player. A lot of people have him as their tight end number two, as right after Kyle Pitts. A very athletic guy. He has great measurables: 6'3", 247 pounds. His wingspan is 32 and 7'8 inches. 7-8 inches, and his hands are 9 3/4 inches. So that's very, very good measurables. I like what I see from Brevin Jordan from his tape. He did have a 4.67 in 40 time, but obviously those are pro day kind of measurables. So who knows if those are accurate? But what are your initial thoughts on Brevin Jordan?
First of all, he was my tight end number two. After looking at all the tight ends, I had Pitts, obviously, then I had Brevin Jordan, then I had Tommy Tremble at number three. So Brevin Jordan was my tight end number two. And I had Brevin Jordan going in the second round. And this is the fifth round of the NFL draft, the Texans' third pick of the entire draft. And they went Brevin Jordan in the fifth round, 3 rounds away from where he should have been picked. You saw many tight ends being picked over Brevin Jordan. And simply put it, that shocked me. I couldn't believe that he was there. The fact that he was there was just ridiculous. Obviously, Nick Caserio was surprised that he was there. He went with the tight end, knowing that our tight end group isn't necessarily that strong. While we have Jordan Akins, Kahale Waring, Ryan Izzo, and Pharaoh Brown, you may think it's okay, but Brevin Jordan is exactly what you want in a tight end right now. He brings a lot to the table. He's very athletic. He had over 300 yards after the catch last season, which is something you see a lot from the really good tight ends right now. Being able to break a tackle after your catch to get you more yards, to be competitive. And speaking of competitive, he's also a very competitive blocker. And something we heard about Nick Caserio talk about in his press conference yesterday about Davis Mills and Nico Collins, he's looking to add competition and guys that fit their system of people that they want in the building. And Brevin Jordan is exactly that. He's a competitive guy, he's an athletic guy, someone that they can grow and develop into a beast. But he doesn't necessarily have to develop. He's already one of the best at his position. Like I said, he was my tight end number two. I'm really excited that we picked him. It was a fantastic pick and a great steal in the fifth round.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting more weapons for our guy Davis Mills, but I feel like it's a very good. I mean, I know how there's this like stigma against the Texans picking a tight end every year in the draft, but I feel like this one is more warranted compared to last year's, because our tight end room, yeah, you have Jordan Akins, but he's like 29 years old already. Then you have Kahale Waring, who didn't really show too much in his limited snaps. Still need to see who wins in training camp. And then you have Pharaoh Brown, who showed really good flashes last season, but I don't know if he has that like franchise tight end kind of vibe to him in a sense. And then you have Ryan Izzo as well, who's like I mean, he's mainly a blocking tight end. So obviously Brevin Jordan getting a talented guy in the fifth round, definitely a steal. And I feel like I like you mentioned, very athletic. And it seems like I was kind of expecting the Texans go defense here, and it kind of feels like maybe Deshaun Watson's like, like pretty like a foregone conclusion that Deshaun Watson's not going to be here anymore. So I feel like that like defense will be the primary compensation in the draft trade. So what do you in the trade for Deshaun Watson. So what do you think about that?
I think that's a really good point that you made there. In a trade for Deshaun Watson, I could almost expect for one of the players to be a defensive player. There could be two defensive players in that pick, because if you're looking at teams like the Dolphins or the Panthers aren't going to trade any of their offensive players away. The Dolphins aren't going to trade any of their offensive players away, but they will trade their defensive players away. For example, the Panthers drafted J.C. Horn. Panthers have Jeremy Chin, Brian Burns. Guys like that can be acquired. The Dolphins have Christian Wilkins, Xavier Howard, and Jalen Phillips was also drafted by them. And that's really good options for us. And that kind of tells me what could possibly be happening in this draft. The first 3 picks in the entire draft have been all focused on the offense. So, and you would think with having the worst defense in the NFL last season that we would be going with the defense to fix what we did wrong. And that's clearly not the thing that's happening. What's telling us is what's in the plans for the future, and that looks like a trade for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and Ian Rappaport says that there's still teams interested in like whoever they draft. Doesn't really change the fact that they're still interested in Deshaun Watson and more in Brevin Jordan. I mean, the reason why he fell so far was that he did have a couple of injuries in his collegiate career. He had a lower body injury ending his 2019 season, and then he had a shoulder injury that kept him out of 3 games in 2020. But he did win a couple of awards, like the Mackey Award finalist spot, having 35 receptions, 495 yards, 14.1 yards per reception, and 2 touchdowns. and he was named ACC coaches named him second team All Conference for his play. That was in I think 2018 or so. So obviously he has shown a lot of potential. Some like Lance Zierlein says that his production might be taken by a grain of salt because many of his catches came on short throws or coverage busts. So, but I think he's still a great talent, very quick, athletic, a very confident player as well. So I'll be excited to see, and he will definitely get a bunch of snaps with this team, probably in this kind of rebuilding phase.
Yeah. So another thing with Brevin Jordan is he's also 20 years old. That's actually very rare for most draft prospects coming out of the draft. Very young. He's going to have time to develop on a rebuilding team, and I would be shocked if he isn't the number one tight end of the future for the Texans. And another thing to note is that a lot of people actually have him as a first-round talent. I've had him in the second. You mentioned the injury concerns. This man is very physical. So that kind of tells me he's not afraid to put his body on the line. And sure, some injuries came, but I'm not going to really harp on that too much. And he could be really good in the future. Kind of like a comparison would be maybe a Darren Waller, not necessarily as good route running. But he's got the speed, he's physical, and I feel like Brevin Jordan can definitely play a little outside receiver maybe. Something the Texans like the physical receiver type of Nico Collins. Overall, it's just a fantastic pick. Can't believe he's there. Really excited to have him.
Yeah, definitely shows a lot of effort in his play and very good in yak as well. So yeah, that's our thoughts on this pick. I like the pick, and let us know your thoughts. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.